So this program here is a bingo program. Basically, you have an empty grid, and when words are found or an item is found, it's going to play a game of bingo. That's what you'll find out. And I've given you an example grid here with all the terms in, so you know that there is a grid there as such, okay? So you can even see that. So it says there's an incomplete Python program to create a bingo ticket for a player. The program has used a two-dimensional array called ticket, alright, that is represented the bingo ticket here. So here we go. Remember, with arrays, when you've got an array, if it's 2D, alright, generally you have the full structure, alright, but then within it you have other structures separated by commas. Yeah? So remember, with two, so that's what's happening here. You have your main array, okay, then you have the items within that. So the programmer used a 2D array to represent the bingo ticket. The program uses a subroutine called generate key term. When called, the subroutine will generate a random key, i.e. CPU, ALU, or NOT gate. Now, I want you to complete the Python program. This should be relatively straightforward, and it's about you understanding how each row works, okay? So what we've got here is I've got a while loop that says while I is less than 3. So I've got here, I starts at 0, while it's less than 3, alright? What does I represent? Yeah, okay. Then J, so you can see here, I've got ticket is on, what's I again? What does I represent? Remember, you go to the row, then go along the column. Okay? So that is row what? So that is 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. It doesn't mean you can't do it the other way around, right? It is possible to do it the other way around, but generally speaking, we go to the row that we're on, then the column. And that's what's happening here. So we've selected I to say which row we're on first, which is that item, alright? So that would be, that whole item is 0, that whole item is 1, that whole item is 2. That is what I is representing in this case. Now, each item has its own array, so that would be 0, 1, 2. So that's why I was set at 0 to start with. We're going through the first item, and while it's less than 3. Then, to know where we're at in this row, that's why we set J to 0 as well. This video is worthwhile watching back for anyone that doesn't understand 2D arrays. It should help you understand it a bit better. So that is why ticket I, J, is going to generate the random key term. So for example, that subroutine would probably return a value. It would return a value basically, and whatever was returned from that subroutine is going to be put in that location. That's what's happening. So even though you can't see the subroutine yet, that is what's happening. A value would be returned and stored into that part. Now this bit's important here because you always start with the most inner item and work your way back. That's why J goes up by 1 each time. Then when it's finished, it goes to the next row of I. So where there are common mistakes, a lot of people will increase J at this point by mistake I at this point instead of J. Okay, so make sure you look at how you're increasing. The general rule of thumb with loops to remember is always go with the innermost one first to increase before you increase the outer one. Okay, so increase the inner loop before you increase the outer loop, and that's how you write your arrays that use loops. Okay,